You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Tuesday, November 20th, 2018. This week on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, we are talking about thankfulness. And I know that we are not the only ones talking about thankfulness this week. We, however, are talking about thankfulness in the correct terms, in the terms that include God. Yesterday, we talked about how thankfulness only makes sense with God. There are so many things, so many mysterious and wonderful things in our life that we can only credit to God. And therefore, while it's important to thank the many people in our lives, it is most important to spend time in thanksgiving to God. Today, we're going to take that one step further, and we're going to talk about why it is not only good to thank God, but it would be downright crazy to not thank God. Now, here is the situation, my friends. We live in a world where we are told that we can be anything we want to be and do anything we want to do. Now, in a way, this is a good message. We should have high goals. We should really strive to be the best person that we can be, to learn as much and do as much as we can. But the problem is that a lot of times our successes, our wins, the skills that we acquire, we think that we acquired these things all on our own, that we ran the race exclusively on our own skills. And when we believe these things, when we fall so deeply in love with ourselves, we become very proud. And we also become crazy because we know, don't we? We know that we aren't responsible for our own creation. We know that we didn't think ourselves into being. We know that we are wondrously and mysteriously made by a God who loves us. And that not only happened at the moment that we were born, it happens every moment of our life. Every ability that we have, every skill we refine, and even every success that comes our way is not really our doing, is it? They are all precious gifts from God, every single one of them. Every friend that we make, every test that we pass, every good afternoon, every hearty laugh, those are all gifts from God. Sure, we might be wonderful people. We might be really living the life that God wanted us to live. And yet, we are nothing compared to God. We are here living and breathing simply because He thought it was good. And so, as Thanksgiving rolls around in a couple days here in the U.S., I want you to really remember this. Yes, we need to thank the people in our lives, but we need to thank God. Because when we refuse to thank God, we are saying that we did all these things on our own. And that, my friends, is just crazy. And so here is your challenge today, Sprouts. I want you to spend some time counting your blessings, counting your abilities, your successes, your friendships, your skills. Count them all. And after each of those beautiful things that you have been given, I want you to simply say thank you to the Lord of the universe for giving you these blessings. That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God intended you to be. And finally, a quick heads up to the parents. As we work our way through November, we of course are looking forward to December and Advent. Here on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, we will be spending all of Advent exploring the Jesse tree, meaning we will be talking about many of Jesus' ancestors as a way to prepare our hearts to welcome him at Christmas. If you would like to explore the Jesse tree even further at home with your family, I encourage you to look into a beautiful new resource. It's a devotional book for Catholic families that explores the Jesse tree. It takes the stress off of you, gives lots of biblical context, and also is designed to truly teach children about the amazing plan that God has had in place for our salvation from the very, very beginning. To explore this book and the ornaments that go with it, head to DoSmallThingsWithLove /Jesse-Tree.